your way up because you have to do them on the way down kind of mentality.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I said here. I can see what Tim's saying. 100%. I just think he's been looking for the entire time he was here for that moment to say that.
Yeah.
That's really the whole point he was here.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, he was looking for his in to just burn them bad. For when he put his sunglasses on. And I love the shooting of the fingers as gun. But I admit, very funny. But then it says sick burn as he just waltzes out. The guy owned the room for like 4 minutes. Like, I give him credit for that. He owned the fucking room. And then he just waltzes out. Randall and Dante are stewing. And Randall just says, fuck this, let me. And then we'll get into that in the next episode.
You know what? I have to say, Randall actually does seem to be like more of a genuine person. He doesn't hide who he is. He doesn't hide his interests, anything like that. Lance is a business person, so, if he's into a lot of really weird shit, he has to hide that and make himself look normal. And, act like he's above everybody else, when in fact...
I see what you mean. I see exactly what you're saying. It's one of those things where Randall's just being Randall. There's no hide. He lives everything on his sleeve.
Yeah.
All his emotions are on his sleeve. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He'll say whatever he feels like. He doesn't give about it. Anyway, obviously, he doesn't relationship with Elias. He just tortures the kid.
Yeah.
But he loves the kid at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like with Dante.
Yeah. Dante and Randall are a different level.
Hell, if I remember correctly, later on in the film, he says that once Dante leaves, Elias will be his new best friend.
I think that either it has happened or will happen. It's hard to remember where we are in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point. That Randall doesn't have many close friends.
Yeah.
And he tortures the ones that he has, but they're used to him.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right, though. He admits to, as we learned from the Star Wars conversation, he will fight you almost to the death on his opinions. On his opinions. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that kind of attitude. I mean, you love it, right, Tim?
I do. I honestly, Randall is my favorite character in probably any Kevin Smith movie. I love his character, and probably because I'm a little envious. I want to be that way. You know what I mean?
Don't we all, though? Don't we all?
I'll be quite honest. I do want to say that at times to my high school bullies. But then again, when you think about it, does it really make you any better than they were?
Not really.
No,
it doesn't. Despite what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Despite that.
Yeah.
So, I will bring it back around. Tim, I asked it to all our guests. You brought up that you love the Clerks movies. What's your history of the Views for Universe?
What's that?
What's your history with these movies? Like, did you see this movie in the theater? What's your history of these movies?
I started with Mallrats. I believe we just rented it. And from there, I started with Clerks and been a fan ever since. So I was a fan ever since Mallrats came out. Nice. I think it's because I had I used to collect comics, and the back of the comics used to have like a Mallrats, ad on every single one that I remember buying. And so that got me intrigued in the movies.
That works, actually. That really does work.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this one in the theater? Did you see it on DVD? What did you do with this one?
This one was, Clerks 2?
Yeah.
Clerks 2, I think I just rented it from Blockbuster, actually.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't get a chance to go to the theater. When you have family and kids and all, it's harder to get the movies. But yeah, so this one, and they don't like rated R movies, and I'm the only one that watches rated R movies. So I just watched it Blockbuster, old-fashioned way.
Fair enough. And since we probably won't have you on, and since you are the Toon guy, what's your history of the animated series? I know we've talked about this off air.
Animated series, I remember watching the one episode that actually aired on TV, and then it got yanked from TV, and then I had to watch the remainder of them on. I bought them on DVD from Best Buy, and just binge watched them. And I love animated series. I still think it's one of the most underrated cartoon series of the 2000s.
Fair enough. We've been saying we started talking about it on the summer series. We're going to continue it after we're done with the run here. That is ahead of its time. The show is very ahead of its time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was pre. Was it pre Family Guy or around Family Guy? It was around Family Guy time.
I think it might have been pre. I think it might have been pre Family Guy.
Maybe barely pre. Yeah.
I know it was during the run of Simpsons, obviously, but this is pre Family Guy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. It's so ahead of its time.
Yeah, I think if it came out like a few years later, like during when Family Guy was hot and everything else, it would have been more popular.
Yeah.
I think that's the truth.
Yep.
I could agree with that 100%.
It's kind of weird that it was actually on Saturday morning, animation, because a lot of the humor, especially the Sticky Magazine and that kind of stuff, just didn't. Of course, that's why it was canceled, I'm sure. But
it was in prime time. The show was in prime time. It was just they kept moving it around. It was one of those things. If it came out now in the DVR world,
yeah,
like for instance, I'll use this as an example because I know we're dating the show a little bit. Like they moved Supergirl to Sundays. I'm a big Supergirl fan. They moved Supergirl to Sundays, and people are like, "Oh my god, they moved it to Sundays. It's going to ruin the ratings." Who cares? I'm DVRing it, and I'll watch it when I get to it. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? I didn't watch it on Mondays for the wrestling guys. I didn't watch it on Mondays when it was on.
Yep.
Like, who cares what night of the week it's on? Like, that's the difference between now and then. This is a pre-DVR world we're talking about with this show. I think the same thing with The Job, the Dennis Leary show. Yeah. I think the same problem happened with that. I think if it was a DVR world, that show would have been extremely popular. Because look at Rescue Me. That was extremely popular.
But, this is pretty much feels like the network's deliberately sabotaging the show.
The same thing happened with The Job. I agree with that. They kept changing the days and the weeks and everything else, you know? All right, Tim. We're going to wrap everything up. Why don't you plug where everyone can find you, what you're up to, and go for it.
Of course, yeah. Again, I run a podcast called Saturday Morning Rewind where I interview a ton of voice actors, mainly from the 80s and from the 90s, honestly. And we chat about retro cartoons. We chat about retro video games. So really, if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, I think you'll dig my show. So just go to SaturdayMorningRewind.com and you'll find us right there.
It's just funny that you run that show and you come on this show, which is completely opposite of what you do over there.
I know. I believe I said pissed for the very first time on a podcast.
We're talking about a show that has cursing and all kinds of stuff over here. You come from like a family-friendly world. That is really funny. I'm not gonna lie. Well, remember when I was surprised when you agreed to come on this show. I was like, wait, what?
Well, I mean, I love rated R movies. I love horror movies, slasher movies. So I am not exactly what everybody thinks I may be. So this is bringing out another side of me, I guess.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, Tim.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Where can people find you on the Twitter?
On Twitter, it's at Saturday Rewind, and also I have a new one. It's at Tim the Toon Man. That's all one word. So follow both of them right there.
I like that one. You followed me on Instagram, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I was surprised nobody took that one yet. So I was like, yep, I need to snag that one right now.
And I don't blame you whatsoever. So you can find all of us everywhere you find podcasts. We are all over the place. We are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and iTunes, and pretty much put us in the listing. You'll find us. Everybody Wednesday and Friday, we're part of the Filling the Void Podcast Network, and we're the #1 show on the Filling the Void Podcast Network. I'm proud to say that. That's all you can find. You can find us at Clerks Minute on Twitter, Facebook, and pretty much all the social medias, including extremely busy and popular Instagram page. We get followers all the time over there. So find us on Instagram. Apparently, Instagram's like the biggest thing in the world right now. So go there and find us. That's about it. You can find me on the Blake and Sal Show every single Friday, and No Days But Today, the Red Retrospective, every other Friday with my wife, Mandy. All right, that's that. We'll be back on Friday to wrap up this scene. We have a lot more guests lined up, people. Don't worry. Tim, thank you again for coming on the show.
It's an honor being here.
And it's a pleasure to have you on. I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
Thank you all for listening. Have a good day, everybody.
Whoa, thanks, pickle fucker.
Snorting, smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers, rolling fatties, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? Who smoked the blunts? Rolling blunts and smoking.